Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate everybody attending the live stream that we've had. We've got quite a few recipients out there that attached saying they were going to attend and watch us today. So my name is Greg Taney. I'm the president for CRW Companies. Proudly here with two of my partners. Jeremy Day is our chief technical officer for CRW, and our other partner, Marlon Lester, is the CEO for Corrosion Innovations. Would first like to make one little announcement. We did have a guest speaker attending with us today who was unable to make it, and Mr. Stacey Knowles. We will definitely have him on here at our next one sometime soon, so I want to apologize for him not making this one today. But we've got some fantastic content. Looking forward to some great questions that you have. Would like to pass it off to my partner, Jeremy.
Thank you. All right. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys being here with us. And again, Marlon, thank you for joining us. You always provide great insight into the product, the uses, and technology behind it. So wanted to talk to you a little bit about, with all the hurricanes we got going on and tropical storms and weather coming into the area, the Gulf of Mexico, where you're very familiar. Can you explain to us what benefits this provides contractors when they're out there using the products? So, aside from approvals from the owners, we'll get into that, but just what benefits does it provide the contractor when they do use the system?
Oh, it provides great benefits, and there's two sides to that coin. It provides quality benefits, by the removal of contaminants. That's the one side of the product attributes. But the other side that the contractors are really getting the most use out of is the ability to work around the weather. Typically, the weather dictates how a coating project, goes, good or bad. How much downtime is, allocated to that project, because you can't work. The guys aren't working; they're still getting paid on those rigs out there. They get paid 12 hours a day,
and the owner still has to pay them to be there.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
And it's non-productive. And when you look at that, these crews on these rigs are sometimes 30 to 40 people. So you're looking at a day rate, $30,000 to $40,000 a day, where if the fog or the rain or something like that comes through, that is money that is completely wasted.
And everything, all the equipment rental still goes, the people still go, the groceries on the ship, the platform still goes. So they're still spending money every moment of every day out there.
Every moment of every day, and it's a lot of money, and it's basically being wasted. Well, what we are seeing, there's being a turn in the tide with the Corr-Ze 200 product, is people are blasting. These owners are sitting in with the contractors, and they're talking about blast, watch your weather, blast when it's not favorable conditions, when the dew points, everything, when it's not favorable, do your blasting then. Come in and apply the product and knock out a large amount of square footage. And man, it's really taken off. And, corrosion is continually growing, but our product is helping to mitigate that, and people are able to be more productive. It's taking away fatigue on the workers. We've spoke about that before. They hold a blast hose for 8 hours in a day and then try to paint out to, a spec. It is really, really difficult.
Yeah, no doubt.
It leads to holidays, inconsistent mill thicknesses, and rework. And that's what our product does. It takes that rework aspect out of there. Let's just say a guy's going through and he's blasting and he only gets it clean to an SP6. When you apply Corr-Ze 200, it'll take it to an SP5. So there's that extra time that it's removing out of there. Again, it's taking off across the Gulf of Mexico in the harshest environment imaginable. It's being used widespread. The lump sum contractors inland are starting to take advantage of it, because anybody that's been in the lump sum business knows they get paid by percentage complete. So if they don't have any paint on the steel, they're not getting paid.
That's
so
right.
In these months coming up of inclement weather, if they're not able to coat the steel, they're not able to take a draw from the client against their bid. With the Corr-Ze 200, they're going to be able to do that because they can continue to blast, continue to stay on the project path, and get some stuff painted out. and get paid on that square foot complete.
No doubt. And you touched it all. That's benefit to the owner. That's benefit to the contracting company themselves. That's benefit to the actual worker. That's benefit to their safety programs, their bonus programs, all encompassing. That's great. We've also got some new information. We've had approvals for atmospheric service in the past for most manufacturers out there, most major manufacturers that we deal with in the industrial world. Can you let us know some new information? You want to break the news to everybody about the new approvals we've got?
Yeah, we've got an approval for our products for immersion service, and just to let people know, our proving ground for these Corr-Ze products was the Gulf of Mexico, which is the harshest environment there is for corrosion. What this is saying is the coating manufacturers have said now it's approved for immersion service, which again is a harsh environment. So it speaks for what the product does and the attributes of the quality side. Again, the products are broke down into the production side and those attributes, but then there's the surface cleanliness that goes into it. So it's a good balance, and it's a big news for our company.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff do amazing things. I come from the inspection world and the painter side of things. So I've seen it do some amazing things myself. And you had mentioned it, cleaning further when we've got like an SP6 blast, at being able to get those additional stains out of there. And
Yes.
I've seen it do amazing things like that. So yeah, this new approval that we've got from them, I think, is amazing. It's really a testament to the product itself, the system, and the reliability of the cleaning system that you've put forth here. So,
Jeremy, one thing I'd like to actually add to that is we've spoken so much historically in the previous demos and a lot of things we did, but early on, our focus, Marlon, as you noted to, was specifically on the offshore market.
Yeah.
So the harshest environment that was out there that we were focusing on, we wanted them to pretty much try the best they could to disprove the product. Had several actually try, weren't very successful with it, and we're proud to announce that basically 5 of the major 6 asset owners that are out there in the Gulf of Mexico are all currently using our products. Now that we have proven the product in that harsh environment is now where we're focusing on mainland, getting into the refineries, the pipeline side. So several different segments that haven't either seen a demonstration or seen some of the live videos. We definitely want to make sure we start focusing on those areas as well. So coming to a city or a demo area near you very soon. We want to make sure we have that.
no doubt. Thank you, Greg. So you've had some other progressions in the corrosion innovations manufacturing side of things. Are there any new announcements you have about locations and
Oh yeah.
and people?
Yeah. Very, very proud to announce that we hired John Knight as operations manager. John just brings a wealth of experience, great guy, genuine guy. He's going to fit in well with this already experienced team.
He's been around a long time.
He has.
Yeah.
Great guy, good work ethic, and a lot of connections in the industry. It's going to be a great asset to the team.
Yeah, he knows all of the guys, that work on these rigs and has a good rapport with all of them. He's going to be instrumental in getting guys in that are curious about the product and getting them into our new 15,000 square foot facility that we just secured. And happy that we're going to be housed with you guys in there. That brings us closer, together on our mission, which we are headed for. We lead the market right now. Like you said, we started out in the Gulf of Mexico. We're moving inland, but this was all part of a strategic plan, and it's working according to plan.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So one thing that I see in front of me here, can you explain to the audience what this is? And this would actually go into some further benefits of the system and the product. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Jeremy. And I can explain the benefits of this, but if you call Hold Tight or any of the competitors, they won't know what this is, other than the fact that they damage it with their products. I would like to thank Ron Payne of Mistras for providing this ceramic rod. This is a UHP rod for the wet end of a pump. And it was utilized with one of our competitors' products. And what happens here is this is a triplex pump on the end of a UHP that is water cooled. You have a dynamic seal that this plunger runs through. If there's any foreign material like our competitors deposit on the surface, these seals get hot, burn up, and these rods are ruined. Very expensive.
I can see some significant scarring here,
Yes.
and some deposits left over on the seals themselves, melted seals.
Broken. They will snap.
Yeah, that's pretty significant there. So
Marlon, what kind of a dollar value as far as a repair on something like that would run roughly?
that's pretty significant.
Well, I'm going to start out with the first thing is you got downtime on a rig.
Okay.
And these pumps run anywhere. They're very expensive. Some of them are as much as $1,000 a day. So if it's not working, the asset owner is not going to pay the contractor for that pump. Then you've got the time of the guys that they have to get a permit to break containment and rebuild this on site, which they have the consumable parts to do. So by the time you put the day rate of the guys together and then the actual cost of the parts, you're probably about $10,000 to go into that pump on a rig.
Wow.
That's not a small repair
No,
for something
not.
like that.
It's definitely not, and that's the reason. You talk about news. Corr-Ze 100 just was issued a patent in the last 3 weeks. So our product is patented, and it's pretty simple. It's the only one on the market that does not leave a film. They can say, you see the shirts back here, no inhibitors. That's aimed directly at our competitors that can't tell their nose on the side of their face because that's where it's located.
This is why I love these things.
And I'm taking some shots at them because they deserve it.
They love us.
Yeah.
We're all friends.
But anyway, that aside, just try it out. Everybody's seen the drop test by now. They know they're hocus pocus, and I keep using that term for a reason, and they know why I'm doing it. But anyway, that's the reason leaving a film on the substrate and on equipment is very, very detrimental.
Absolutely. And it's shown very clearly here with the scarring and the burnt gaskets. What are these?
These
What
are dynamic seals.
Seals.
And typically, these UHP units, they require a minor maintenance kit at 250 hours and a major maintenance kit at 500 hours. That's regular maintenance. What we found out is our product, it lowers the surface tension of water and can extend those cycles because of our product, not be detrimental.
No salts either. There's another product
Yeah.
out there with salts in it.
Yeah,
Can
sodium
cause that.
persulfate.
Yeah.
There's a guy peddling out of the back of his truck some sodium persulfate in a product, and I mean it's really laughable what it does. If you've seen the drop test, it actually creates corrosion.
Yeah.
So beware of those products, especially if you've got a $250,000 UHP machine
No doubt about it.
that you're going to run it through.
No doubt.
I would add to that also, the vapor blasters and the new technologies that have come out in the last 5 to 7 years. Various manufacturers and several distribution companies out there with the rental fleets, rental assets. We've had great success partnering with several distributors who have those assets, and they've actually referred back to us as well and mentioned that they're not having to do repairs as often as they were just about every time when something went out with a competing product. So money savings there on the equipment and the assets, taking care of the capital.
Yeah.
There's a couple that will only allow our products.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Marlon. You always
thank you,
provide
Jeremy.
great insight, and I appreciate you being here with us. And thank you. And we're excited about things to come and our new facility. And I'm going to toss it back to Greg. He's got a couple of announcements, and
Yeah,
we'll answer some questions.
Obviously, the main thing we want to do, as I mentioned before, as many things as we can show on these on videos, photos, things that are transferred and traded back and forth in the industry. Our customers are the ones that tell us, the proof is in the pudding. The best way to see this is live. To see the magic happen in person, is their words from the industry itself. So any way of scheduling a demo, make sure you follow us on all the various social medias, the LinkedIns, the Facebooks, the Twitters. We certainly partner with a lot of our distributor partners on the advertising side. So any type of a lunch and learn or a full training that we can do in the field, would be happy to join with you and do that. Any type of an end user or asset owner that would like us to come out to their facilities, do a demonstration or a training on the product with those people as well, would love to do that. We are a traveling road show. And there's nowhere that we won't go. We love getting out there in the field and having these guys bring things to us to try to disprove it. And okay, you got your panel there that you're bringing. Well, let's try shooting it on this.
Every time.
We've been through a few of those, and heck, we've seen things that have been rusted for 6 months, a year, and we were surprised at how well it took all that off at the same time. So
and our travel and entertainment budget is solid.
Exactly, absolutely. We'll keep it. It's flexible. I'll say that. So we can continue on with that. The other one I would add before we kind of get to the Q&A, Jeremy, would be next Monday, the 14th. We're happy to be taking part in the Houston Coating Society golf tournament. It's taking place out at Wildcat Golf Club. So we'll have a tent on hole 18. And come out and see some of the CRW and the Corr-Ze Corrosion Innovations team. We'll be doing some giveaways and things there at the tent, and it's always a good time out there with that tournament, so we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. So I believe we've got some Q&A now. We'll start, and any you guys feel like you want to answer the question, just speak up and answer, and we'll just kind of do this informally.
Okay.
Okay, we've got a question coming in right now from Derek Fontenot in the great state of Louisiana.
Hello,
got
Derek.
A scenario he's asking about. So he wants to know if he can blast, let it flash, and come back with the system. How do you handle what you're looking at after you've let it flash? How do you use the system?
Great question. There's several ways to use it. Like Marlon says, and we've stolen from him several times, it's another tool in the toolbox. So we don't, if they plan on using it that way to blast, let it flash, and then come back and reclaim it with 200, there's no reason to use 100 on the front end of that. They can just blast without, we're not trying to sell people extra product or anything like that. Blast it without the 100, go in, let it flash over with whatever weather comes through, and then when you're ready to coat, coming back and biting off chunks with the 200 process. Anything you want to add to that?
No, that's exactly right. And thank you, Derek, for that question. We've seen where crews out there will blast for as much as 10 days, and like Greg said, our clients in these demonstrations, they'll always drag out a piece of steel that's been sitting out there for months, and we tell them it's not designed to do that, but it's always came through for us.
It always works.
It always works.
We haven't found one yet that it won't clean. So
No. Touch
wood.
Great question, Derek. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, the next question coming in is kind of a follow-up. This comes in from Garrett Baker with Apache Industrial. After the flash is brought back, are there any concerns with your system that there'll be a loss of sharp angular profile or peaks?
No, not at all. The acidity of the product is not strong enough to damage any of the metal or shave any of the profile or bend the peaks or anything like that. All we're doing is we're using light pickling, very light pickling, to convert that layer to a dissolvable solution, and it just falls right off when we wash it off. That's basically how the product's working.
I'd like to add to that too, Jeremy. With using conventional abrasive, a lot of the detrital material remains in that angular profile. When they blow down with a simple air blast, they're blowing down a large area. So not every square inch of that area is clean, and that leads to pockets in that angular profile that contain material. When you come through with a pressure wash after the 200's on there, you're getting all that detrital material. You're cleaning from the bottom of the pits out. So
Perfect.
Much cleaner process that way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, our next question's coming in from overseas, from Aberdeen, Scotland. What is the mechanism that increases the adhesion bond between the coating and the substrate using Corr-Ze?
I'll answer that the way Marlon answered it to me the first time I asked him. It's just that clean. The mechanism is this. We're getting it to a point of cleanliness that you're not able to get with traditional sandblasting because of what Marlon just mentioned. There are things that stay in that profile that this is capable of pulling out of the steel and providing a cleaner surface. Not to mention the fact that when we rinse with the 100, it passivates the surface, and that provides additional chemistry to help adhesion at that point.
Great question.
There's a very good question. It ain't clean unless it's
Corr-Ze
There you
clean.
go. All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
and that exact increase is 66% on adhesion rate of any coating, conventional or specialist coatings.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have another question coming in from Mexico. Are these products meant for carbon steel only? What about other substrates out there?
Great question. We've had huge successes on other alloys, stainless, aluminum. We've not seen a surface yet that it can't clean or that it won't work on. People misunderstand the fact that the rinse is an alkaline, so the initial thought is you can't introduce an alkaline to a stainless, but it's not a case of changing the pH of the stainless when you're rinsing with the 100 product. So it doesn't interfere with any of that or cause any kind of cracking or any issues with any alloys.
Okay, our next one's coming in from some good friends in Brazil. They're wanting to know what kind of environmental testing has been done to our product.
You want to take that one?
I'll jump right in on that.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, with best management practice, and the stringent rules of the Gulf of Mexico and any discharge, we had to go through mysid shrimp testing, where they take the product, they mix it in with these shrimp, and they see if any of them die. We passed that test with flying colors. Nothing can be intentionally thrown into the Gulf of Mexico or any body of water, but in the event that it accidentally goes into the water, it will not harm the environment. So that's one thing that's been done. We just recently done freshwater testing, and it was done on some minnows, different kinds of minnows, to see if it would have the same impact. Passed that test with flying colors. As far as the personnel using the product, we did some testing that it's called a rabbit skin corrosion test, where they actually go and they shave a rabbit, they apply some of the product and see if it does anything detrimental to the rabbit skin. This is a DOT test. Passed that with flying colors. So everything environmental, as far as human and the environment, bodies of water and things like that. There's been extensive testing. All of this testing, most of the certificates are listed on our website.
Great. Perfect. Thank you,
Excuse me.
Anything to add to that, Greg?
No, they
You gonna make it?
all of them. I'm trying. Getting all choked up and excited about it.
We've got time for one more
Excuse me.
question. They're actually two in one. Do you guys have your product available in Europe and in the Far East?
Yes, great question. It is actually. We've partnered up with a couple of distributors out there. I'll let Greg take that if he can
We've got
muster up
goodness,
the voice.
man. I tell you,
to do it.
sorry, a little tickle in the throat there, guys. Obviously the sales side of this is going through a distribution network. Several partners we've got in North America, international is taking off quite well. We're excited about that. Trey Chandler heads up our international business and a lot of the partnerships for those distributors. So we've got multitude of areas that we're actually into, accessibility, Saudi, the UK, South America, getting into South Africa and some of the other areas. We have two that we're working with now that are working on warehouse facilities to actually house a large number of the inventory. So we'll have shipping points coming out of those facilities very soon. So we're going to be very excited to be covering the entire globe.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I appreciate you. And remember, like, subscribe, give us our props on the socials. You got anything to add to that?
Absolutely. No, did appreciate everybody.
You want some water?
Again, we're not dead, getting through this one here. Can't thank everybody enough. The support, continual support, growing product line, growing company. We're still in our infancy. Getting the brand that's out there, but through the help of the distributors, the end users, a lot of our asset owners, Can't thank Marlon Lester enough. Everything that he's done, the experience that he brings from the offshore market and the corrosion side itself, Jeremy's extensive network as well. We're just really excited to be attached to this industry, and we've got a product here that we believe is a true game changer. And stay tuned and look forward. You'll be seeing us often.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.